Hello, you're looking at my latest project, a beautiful desk for my office. We started out with this really rough piece of maple that was in somebody's storage for a long time, and I bought it for $150. First step was to clean it up. You can see how ugly this maple was. It had some sort of soot on it or something that turned it black. But underneath it was really a beautiful piece of wood. Please don't forget to click like and subscribe. And also, please share your comments. My name is Robertson Miller. So after cleaning off the bark, the next step is to flatten it on my homemade router table, router sled that is. The sled is just made from 2 pieces of plywood on either side attached vertically, and then the sled itself is just made out of 2x4s, and it works pretty well. And look at the quantity of shavings that came off of that, and that's just one side. Looks pretty nice now. Next step is to slice it in half. Make several cuts, then just another half an inch each time, because the maple was so hard I didn't want to risk burning up my saw. And maple wood is really hard and is about 3 inches thick. It's so heavy I could barely lift it, so I was curious what it actually weighed. So I put it on the scale. £49.6, we'll call it 50, and the other slab was 34, so about 85 pounds for that 2 pieces of maple combined. I used window sealing foam to seal up the mold for pouring the river. Put it underneath and then squirted it on the wood there, as you can see, and then flip it over and it's sealed up underneath. This foam is super sticky though. Anything it gets on just sticks to everything, so you have to wear gloves and be careful not to get it on your clothing. And there's my mold. First step is I poured just about 1/4 inch of epoxy and then waited about a day and a half for it to coagulate so that it would seal up any leaks without being so deep that it would cause a mess. Then I mixed up, the first layer was turquoise, then I mixed up pearl white. And to that I added turquoise. This is like 2 days after that first layer that I poured to seal any leaks. And when you mix the turquoise and the pearl white, it comes out really pretty. Funny thing is, it doesn't stay like that. This is time lapse and you can see it moving. It makes all these beautiful patterns while it's curing. Unfortunately, the patterns don't stay. They gradually mix together. There's another time lapse. Look at that movement. This is a time lapse of the bubbles degassing the next layer of epoxy in my vacuum chamber. And so I poured about 1.5 inches of the turquoise and pearl white, and now I'm pouring crystal clear, another layer. And this is 2 days later, so the underlying layer wasn't almost completely cured, but not quite fully cured. Then I added some seashells to it into the clear layer, and poured on the clear layer on top of the turquoise layer. Then I waited a day, or actually 2 days, and then poured another layer so that I could add more seashells. And the seashells in the second layer are about 3/4 of an inch higher than the first layer, so they have a 3D appearance. And just a slight blue tint, and I forgot to add it, so I added it after the fact. I mixed it up right inside the mold. Came out okay. You can see using that window foam on the sides to make a dam so to handle any overflow. Use the torch to get rid of air bubbles. And there you can see the seashells in there. This is the underside. After I popped it loose, it's upside down now, so you can see the underside. And this is by far the most unpleasant part of the whole project, is running the router through epoxy to flatten the bottom side after popping it out of the mold. And that's just miserable because epoxy shavings, look at look at me. Wood shavings is fine, but epoxy shavings is really miserable. But it came out pretty nicely. Compare that to the original piece of wood. This is after I had put a finishing coat on it, and now I'm starting to work on the underlying frame for the desk. The desk is made out of all hardwood maple and has a lower shelf which I made out of Douglas fir 2x4s. Glued them together and then used the router to flatten it out. And now here's, with my help of my neighbor, we're putting it together in my office. The surface piece is about 150 pounds, with 85 pounds for the maple plus the weight of the epoxy. And there's the finished project. And I made a little desk drawer, and here it is all set up, and I couldn't be happier. I feel like I'm in the office of a Fortune 500 CEO with this desk. Please click like, subscribe, and offer any comments. Thank you.